So all throughout history, humans have believed in a wide variety of mythical beings, from Pegasus with their horns and their wings, to goblins running around trying to steal everybody's gold, to furries who would not drop their pants the instant they thought they could get away with fucking a horse. There's been all sorts of mythical beings that people have believed in, and the modern iteration of that is aliens. I just was inspired to make this little rant because I was scrolling through my YouTube recommended and saw where the Infographics show had posted some kind of video about, what would the government do if they revealed that aliens existed, that sort of thing. I think it's stupid to believe in aliens, and it's even more stupid to care. That's my opinion, and I realize that may sound, very stick in the mud-ish, or maybe a little bit prideful, but it's unnecessary. The day that an alien shows up at my doorstep trying to sell me a vacuum cleaner is the day that I will start caring. But until then, I am a firm believer in Fermi's paradox, which states that if aliens exist, where the hell are they? There has never been evidence of aliens existing that is foolproof, definitely aliens. There's no chance that somebody made some sort of hoax. Pardon the loud forklift driving by. There's been all sorts of TV shows and documentaries and things done on the possibility that this was evidence of an alien. The Loch Ness Monster is definitely out there, and it's all very easily provable that it is not aliens, just like proof of ghosts is easily provable that it's not ghosts. Either somebody deliberately made something that was ghostly, or it was some sort of weird coincidence or accident, or so the wind was blowing. Same way with aliens. UFOs and all that sort of thing are probably experimental airplanes. I saw a UFO when I was 7, and then it landed at the airport. So it's not that big of a deal, all these sorts of evidences that are presented of aliens, because the aliens are not immediately in front of us. They are not definitely provable without a shadow of a doubt for 7 or 8 billion people that they exist. And that won't happen until an actual drop ship like Independence Day arrives. And I don't think that's going to happen either, because let's talk about the different scenarios that movies have portrayed, okay? You've got the first scenario, which is that they try to come here and blow things up. What do they gain by doing that? You traveled thousands upon thousands of light years to drop a bomb? What sense does that make? That would be something out of the Dark Forest scenario, where there's an alien civilization that doesn't want to make contact with us because they're afraid that we might blow them up. That would prevent them from ever coming over here and revealing their existence. They wouldn't want us to know they're there, and they certainly wouldn't want to provoke us by blowing us up. So there's that. The Independence Day scenario would not gain them anything, because there's no reason to blow us up. And also because there's shit here they can use. I don't think that it would be a enslavement scenario where they try to use humans as slaves, because if you've got the technology necessary to build a ship that can come to this planet, why would you need people as laborers, or for any other reason? You can just make a drone. That, I believe, is also, what would happen if aliens were to try to interact with people, is they would send a drone over here rather than showing up in the flesh where they could be hurt, or where they may not be able to adapt to our atmosphere. They would send a unmanned robot that they can control, just like we send drones to Mars, and it would be that sort of a situation on Earth. I think that if they are smart enough to come here, they would wind up acting just the same way that people did whenever people were leaving from the old world to go and colonize new places, or to try and open up trade routes to India and whatnot. They would wind up coming here and then trying to open up diplomatic relations and start trying to trade. Or fuck, as it will inevitably be what comes up somehow. That would probably be how aliens would act. They would act just the same way people did. But if they are really smart, and they come here and they see that humans are all killing each other, and we've had wars all throughout our history the entire time we've existed as a species, and we've got lots of people that are hungry, and lots of people that don't have access to clean water, or they're sick and they don't have any form of protection from illness, they may try to help us by providing us with some of their tech and with some of their wisdom and their knowledge that has apparently been compounding for longer than we've been around, since they know more and have developed more. And that fact would that would kill us if they tried to help us, because we'd either wind up as a civilization full of a bunch of human babies, adult babies, where we've become so dependent on them that we can't survive without them, or Christians and other religious groups would believe that it's some sort of prophecy from the book of Revelation. These are the antichrists. These are demons that have come to tempt us and to turn us away from God. So religious groups would start rejecting them, and they would try to create some sort of war on aliens. That's a good movie premise. What if aliens landed here and religious groups didn't? They weren't okay with it. It would be social pandemonium. People would be terrified that the beneficial aliens who just dropped down trying to help and be neighborly would wind up killing us, and that, they're trying to clone us and replace us, and they're putting on a happy face so that they can come in and backstab us. That's what people would react. That's how people would react if aliens revealed themselves somehow. And there's really, I can't see a way to avoid that. Like, aliens would basically have to land with a big heart flag and with completely stripped nude in order to entice people to be okay with them and not shoot them on sight. People would be so adrenaline fueled and ready to shoot them because it's an excuse to shoot something, just like zombies. They say that the zombie apocalypse would never happen because people would be so eager to fight them that the virus would never get off the ground. It'd be the same way with aliens. They wouldn't be able to get a foothold because people would be so eager to kill them because they saw some badass do it in a movie. So even if they were nice and landed, they wouldn't be able to do anything. We'd wind up running them off or just disgusting them enough to make them leave. So yeah, I don't think that the Independence Day situation would happen. I don't think that the E.T. situation would happen. I don't think they would ever fuck with us if they had the ability to get over here, either by the fact that they have the technology necessary or by the fact that they exist, period. I don't think that they would mess with us because Dark Forest seems like a very legitimate answer to Fermi's paradox, if Fermi's paradox is not correct in and of itself. And also, I think that if they're smart enough to come over here, they're smart enough to understand that they don't need to come over here just because of where our society is at and how we've taught ourselves to fear aliens, just like we've taught ourselves to fear technology becoming self-aware by making movies like The Terminator and all that sort of stuff. It just would not turn out well for the aliens or for people. And barring all of that, say that people were to react perfectly fine with aliens coming around, and we'll be able to exist as our own sovereign people without becoming completely dependent on aliens, and we'll get along with them and we'll benefit from them and we'll try to help them too. And then we still wind up all of us dying because they have some sort of a disease that our immune systems have not grown a resistance for, and the aliens would wind up dying for the same reason. You ever read The War of the Worlds, where the aliens that invaded Earth and tried to destroy everybody ended up dying in the end because they caught the cold? Our immune systems are used to the things that exist on Earth, and the aliens' immune systems are used to things that exist on alien Earth. And whenever you cross the two, the most basic ailments that we have would become deadly for aliens and vice versa. So if they did come over here, there's just no good way it would end. But the fact that we haven't seen them around, and the UFOs and the little security camera clippings and all that sort of stuff are not proof that aliens exist, I just don't give a fuck. I'm going to go to work, I'm going to play my video games, and I'm going to go home, and I'm going to do it all over again tomorrow. And if aliens are discovered by then, that doesn't change my plans, because it just doesn't matter.